Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bhed Vivagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramanandamadhavam. Hari Om to one and all. Let us begin this session with our regular prayers to our Guru. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om to one and all. A warm welcome once again to the Vedānta Jñana Yajña 9th week. Today is the last day of the month of February, and in India, of course, elsewhere also, it is the full moon, which we call as Purnima. It's a beautiful day and a wonderful night ahead. Very quickly, let me recap what we've done up till now, very quickly. First and foremost, for whom are we speaking of all these things? This knowledge is needed by whom? Who is the Adhikari? It is not him or her, or it is for that person. It is for us, for me and for yourself. This clarity of thought, this understanding must be absolutely in your mind, that what we are speaking is for these three things to understand. Vedanta explains: 1. Who am I? 2. What is this world around me? Things, beings, everything. And 3rd, that Ishwar, that God, or as we call it, as the principle behind everything, or as the substratum of everything. What is the relation, correlation between me, the world, and that substratum, that Ishwar, that God? To understand this, we understood that first we have to understand who really am I. Then we moved ahead into something called as the 4 aspects of understanding or knowledge transfer. In that, the first aspect we are speaking, that is me, the Adhikari. I have to become a competent person, a student, a student who is ready to mold and change and understand and become that, who is ready to receive knowledge. We call it Supatra, ready to receive knowledge. In this step forward, we went ahead and we understood that there are some 4 wonderful virtues that one should have, by which he or she becomes a sadhana, Chatustaya, Adhikari, an Adhikari with these 4 virtues. In that we first spoke of Viveka, that is discrimination, but the positive one. Second, Vairagya, that means detachment from not action, but the wanting of a particular result, the attachment to the results should be detached. And today, then we will speak about the 4 deeper, inner, most core virtues. We spoke of Sama, not control of mind, but a vigil over your mind, to see the mind, how it moves, just as we see a little child. And today, we are going to come to the second step of it, which is called Dama. Dama is vigilance over the 5 sense organs and the 5 organs of your action. We started with the mind. If there is no understanding of the mind, how will we have any understanding of the body? And here we are speaking of the 5 perception organs. To begin with, the eyes, the ears, the nose, the tongue, and the skin. Think about it. These are the 5 openings from which we gather information from the entire world. There is no 6th such organ by which we receive information. These are called Jnana Indriyas, the organs of perception. And then the other 5, the Karma Indriyas, the organs of action, with which we interact with the world outside. 5, the 2 hands, the legs, your tongue again, and then the organs of your reproduction and the organ of excretion. These are the 6 ways we interact with the world, act with the world. Therefore, organs of action are 5, organs of perception are 5. This 10 together with the mind, who is then? We call it as me. We think this is me because I can hear, I can touch, I can smell, I can taste, I can hold, I can run, I can do things that I want with this body. Therefore, we are now talking about a vigil over these actions, vigil over what you are receiving. Control is a tougher word. When you say about control, it is resistance. But vigilance, or taking closer look upon it, is a minute, a very delicate way of putting the same word. Let us quickly come to this point. If we want to act, first a thought has to come in the mind, isn't it? When the thought comes, only then, according to that particular thought, whether that thought was about seeing or hearing or tasting or smelling or feeling, it arises. Is it not? So the thought comes from the mind, and the organ of your perception opens up its doors to receive information. Once the received information is there, you want to interact. And this interaction comes with your organs of action. Whether it is walking, whether it is running, whether it is holding something, whether it is putting something in the mouth, whether it is seeing something, whether it is procreation or whether it is elimination. All these come first in the mind, then it is received, then it is interacted. What a beautiful circle. Sama, vigil of the mind, Dama, vigil of the receptive organs and the organs of interaction. Meaning you have to be conscious of them. Very quick example of vigil. Many of the people in the world are bound to smoking, and they say one day, I will stop smoking and I will not smoke from tomorrow. And they do give it away. They give it up. For how long? 1 day, 2 days, 7 days, 1 month, 2 months, 1 year. Some till 5, 7 years. They have given it up. Until that day when they see that cigarette burning in front and its aromatic smell going through the nose into the brain, and all the old memories come back. It used to be such a wonderful time to smoke. I'll do one thing. I'll just take one puff. That's it. And really, that's it. One puff is enough for the person who had so much of physical control over his body and mind, his taste buds, his smell, his mind, who had kept so much of control over it, physically control over it, goes to vain. On the other hand, if the same person had understood it intellectually, properly, that burning a single cigarette is so harmful for me, leave alone to me, it is more harmful for my family. It does nothing good but just harms. Even when that thought came of the taking it for the next puff, if this thought would have come, he would have left it. But because he had so much of ego in him, so much of confidence, I can leave it whenever I want, he picks it up and becomes a prey to it again. Therefore, if you want to control your physical organs, it has to come from the mind. And that's the reason, before control of the body, the vigil of the mind is told to us. See how scientific it is. These are words not coming out of my mind, last night I dreamt. No. These are the words of the great rishis. The great rishi called Adi Shankaracharya. But with this, our 10 minutes is up. I hope you all have picked up something. Today is the last Sunday of this month. So we are going to move into the second aspect of our talk, which is called the interaction or dialogue or question and answer or Q&A, whatever you want to say. But the time begins now. If there are any questions, kindly ask me. If there are none, then we have some questions who have posted to us by a WhatsApp messaging. So I can take up that and then we can move ahead. But I will give about 10, 12, 15 seconds to anybody to respond if they want to. Okay, so I am not able to hear anybody speaking. So I take up a particular question which has been posted to us. Last week we had spoken about the mind control, or rather vigil. So one of the question was, is it not disciplining your mind which actually is required? So about disciplining or forceful control, we have just explained. Forceful control, discipline as per se, can only work to a particular time. It can only work up to a particular level or a time. After that, the control goes away. And it is not only in few, it is in most people. Physical control will go away after some time. It is only the mental understanding and the conviction that what I have been practicing is necessary to be done will take you ahead, physically also. I hope the person who had asked this question has received the answer through this small reply of mine. There is another question posted. That question is, sir, consciously we can control our mind. Really? Can we control our mind consciously? Can you consciously sit like this and say, okay, now I am only going to think about laddu. The moment you, I beg your pardon for the people who are from overseas, laddu means a sweet meat. I am only going to think of one laddu. And then from one laddu, the mind goes to cham cham is also not bad. Cham cham is another sweet meat. From cham cham, cham cham, the best combination is with samosa. Then samosa is a savory Indian snack with sweet Indian snack. Oh, it's the best. Can we really control our mind consciously? Difficult. And the question was not over. The question was that conscious mind we might be able to control. But sir, you said subconscious mind will also follow, and then we will be able to control the mind better. How to control subconscious mind? The answer is hidden inside the question. This is how Shastra explains. Shastra has clearly said, you are nothing but your thoughts. Think about it once again. You are nothing but your thoughts. Bereft of your thoughts, what is there inside you? Nothing. So, when consciously we continuously think of things, when you go to sleep, or subconsciously when you are unaware what you're thinking is going on, what do you think you will be thinking of? Of the same things in a most fanciful way. Remember last time I said, consciously thinking is kalpana. Subconsciously when you think, we kalpana deep into these thoughts, you won't even come to know. So even to control or have vigil over your subconscious mind, your conscious mind should be taught not what to think, but how to think. And once you understand how to think, lo, it is simple. Conscious mind will think how it is to be taught. When the mind is in subconscious, it will always revel in the same very thoughts. Think about it. Small example. If we see a movie related to superhumans, don't we in that night see the same superhumans replaced by our faces? That's how the subconscious mind works. I hope you all have received. The person who had asked me this question has received. Just a moment. Can the volume go up, please?
Right hand side top.
Yes, please. I can hear you now.
Do you understand me? I'm loud? Am I loud enough?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay, wonderful. In such moments where I am feeling that I am getting weak, to come back to your example, when you see the cigarette after some long time and you smell it and all these memories come up, in such moments where my intellect tells me, okay, don't do it, you know it better, leave it, but I can feel I cannot withstand it. What's the best thing to overcome such moments, to keep the intellect winning? What is the best thing I can do in such moments?
Wonderful. I'm glad that you openly spoke about these thoughts. It's difficult to speak openly. The first step you have already taken. You have spoken it out. Just a moment, I'll need it mute again. So, here, understand. The attachment to that particular action is so strong that when that particular thing or that drink or that smoke or a person comes in front, your mind gets completely, fully and totally attached to that old thoughts again, isn't it? Therefore, you need to know Who is getting attached? Who is that which is remembering all those things of the past? To give you a quick example, we have a car, we have a home, we have clothes, we also have watches, and some of us also have neck chain. In degrees to it, the car is furthest away from me, the home slightly further away, the clothes slightly further away than the watch slightly further away from the chain slightly further away from my specs. Or in other words, the specs is the closest amongst all this. Is it or is it not? So do you think that I am that car? No. You think I am the home? No. The clothes, watch, specs? No. These are all my things. Don't we say, my car, my home, my watch, my clothes, my specs? Same way. Don't you? This is your hand. Yes. These are the fingers of your hand. Yes. Don't you say, it is my mind? Same way. So do you think these fingers are yours? That means you are the finger? Or you are the hand? For that matter, are you the mind? Think. In the last class we already spoke that the mind has its various climatical conditions. It is sometimes dull, sad. It is sometimes active, powerful. But very few times it is focused and calm and relaxed and happy. What we do is we get attached to those climatical condition of the mind and think that we are dull, we are super active, or we are super focused. But think about it. However sharp the watch is, you are not the watch, you are the owner of the watch. So you never get attached to it. Even if it falls down, you feel, but you just wear it and walk away. But this you don't do with your thoughts, because you think you are your mind. And whatever thoughts are, you think it is yours. And therefore you get attached to the old thoughts. I used to love this thing so much. No. At that time you should have this clear vision. Not me, the mind. And mind is mine. I am not of the mind. Mind is my worker. I am not the worker for the mind. Put it even further. I am that which rules the mind. So I don't get affected by this. Oh dear mind, you leave your thoughts with yourself, handle it yourself. I am not interested. Once this kind of detachment comes with your own body, with your own mind, you will realize leaving things is very easy. It's the most easiest thing to do. I hope, in short, whatever time we had, in that I could explain something. But keep these thoughts in your mind. See, I don't say keep these thoughts in you. I say keep these thoughts in your mind. In the course of this 1 year, super things are going to be spoken, just like we spoke today. And you will realize, oh, what I thought was this is actually not this. I hope we are able to convey the message and answer a few questions. Time is running out. If there are any more questions, I am open for a few more minutes, and then we can wind up this beautiful session that is going on. Anyone? Okay. In that case, shall we wind up then? Excellent. As always, we can't thank enough, first, our teachers who have given us this knowledge. And second, our parents who have given us this body. Imagine if we were not born as humans. We would have been born some or the other way. I don't want to name any further, you are able to understand. But because we are born as human, we are able to communicate with each other. Therefore, thanking your parents 1,000, 1,000,000 times is less. So let us together thank our gurus and our parents. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om to one and all.